So I'd like to share with you March 19th daily reflection from Napoleon Hill's Positive Action Plan. It doesn't pay to look at others through a foggy mental attitude. You must keep your mind sharply focused on your goals, and you must have a grounding philosophy that sustains you when the going is tough. When you apply the principles of success consistently until they become a part of you, no longer will you have to stop and think about what you should do in any given situation. Your positive response will be automatic. Make sure you spend time in reflection and study. Clearly establish your goals and develop a plan and timetable for their achievement. Read the works of motivational writers and the great philosophers, and use the knowledge you gain to develop your own code of conduct. Establish your own philosophy of success that you can stick with day in and day out, regardless of what the rest of the world does. So, really, in this fast-paced world, everything's competing for your attention. Everything's shiny and pay attention, and we're watching Netflix and we're scrolling through our phones, and we're watching something on our phone while something's on the TV, and just everything's competing for our attention. But by getting distracted, we lose track of what's actually important. If you need to focus in on your goals, you need to hone in on those goals, and then set aside time to move the ball forward. So if your goal is to write a book, but you're watching 5 hours of TV a day, you're not getting anything accomplished. But if you set aside, even 20 or 30 minutes to try to write a couple of pages, in a few months, a year, you might get that book written and to a publisher. And in this reading, not only does it talk about having a goal, but having a timetable. A lot of people that talk about goals refer to SMART goals, specific, measurable. I forget what the A's for, I believe R might be realistic, I don't remember. So obviously you can go Google that. T, I believe, is, the timetable thing. And if you don't set a timetable, and you don't have a way to measure if you're making progress, you're probably just gonna sit that goal on the back burner. Realistic's another thing. If you're making $20,000 a year and you say, I want to make $1 million a year, well, that's quite a big gap between 20,000 and $1 million. You're not gonna, make that leap in 1 year. You're gonna make incremental steps towards that goal. The first year you might go from 20 to 25,000 because you learned a new skill, or you might go from 25 to 50 because you switch jobs or whatever. So it might not be an overnight success, but you'll make progress. And another topic that came up in the reading was, philosophy have a, way of structuring your life so that you're not just, a couch potato, but you're, you have different things to aid you, and it talked about studying motivational writers. So, by reading good books or watching YouTube videos like you are right now, you learn new things instead of just, putting on some reality show that has nothing to do with anything. Back when Jersey Shore was a thing, it was all drama, and people tuned in to watch it because it wasn't a documentary, it was real life, so to speak. It was in the context of that was what they were portraying on the show. They had edited out, so it made good TV. And, watching 5 hours of Jersey Shore or whatever isn't going to get you a promotion. It's not going to, get you a six-pack abs. It's not going to move you towards your goals. So you have to just structure your life in such a way that you're making the most of your time, not getting distracted by everything, studying, leaders or readers. And really, I'd take it a step further to say that it's not really 100% reading, it's studying, because you're watching a YouTube video or listening to it in the background. So, there are educational formats other than reading. You do get more out of reading and highlighting and taking notes, but if you're driving half an hour to work, you're not going to be reading a book while you're driving. You can play an audio tape. Or if you're working out for 45 minutes, an hour at the gym, you're not going to be having your book open reading while you're trying to do some dumbbell curls. You can pop some kind of audible on your iPod while you're working. So, hopefully you got something out of this, and keep coming back. I try to post new content, a couple of times a week if I can, and try to do a variety of different things, from daily readers to, specific personal development topics when, they come to mind.